For this video in Dwellings of Eldervale, I want to talk about a really awesome, colorful board, the Elemental Scoreboard. It has how you score, it has orb rewards on it, it has how you go up a glory track for combat, it's got the Underworld. Let's talk about it. This board actually used to be a lot bigger, used to have the cards on it and all this other stuff, and Luke Glory got it really compact so that it can go on your table in any orientation however you want, and it's really great that way. You'll want to put it in an area where everyone can kind of see it, because this is a big part of the scoring in Dwellings of Eldervale. You score during the game, and then at the end you'll have all this elemental scoring. At the start of the game, you'll put an orb on every single element that's in play. So if a 4-player game, that's 6 elements, will get an orb. The other 2 elements will not. And you'll put 2 orbs on the glory track on space 4 and 7, and any extra orbs will go back in the box. There's a lot of different ways to spend orbs. That's for another video. But this board happens to show you one of the ways you can spend orbs, which is the orb rewards. You actually have 6 scoring markers, 5 of which are going to be on this board at the start of the game. You're going to keep one off to the side with your player tray. I'll explain that in a minute. Where you put the other 5, well, you put one on the 0-0, and then when you figure out starting player, the starting player gets to go on point on VP 1, and then 2, then 3, then 4, then 5. That's one of your markers. The second marker you're going to have on the element you chose on step 1 of that element. So like if you picked fire, you will put a scoring marker on the step 1 of fire. Note that it's actually worth 2 points. It's depicted on the board as 2 through 5. So even though it's step 1 through 5, the actual point it's worth is not necessarily the step number. You'll actually have 1 marker that's already on the elements and 3 other markers that are not on an element yet. So you'll just keep those in the corners of the element board. So that means you've got 1 on the score, 1 that's already on an element, and then 3 more that are waiting in the wings to go on other elements. And then you've got that last one, which is for the glory track. Now the reason how you get on the glory track is the first time you regroup, take that final scoring marker and you stick it on space 0 of the glory track on that shield. And then during the game, if you win a combat or if you play a card with an effect, you may go up on the glory track from space 0 to 1, and then 1 to 2, and 2 to 3, each time gaining the reward that's shown. So first time you'll get 2 points, and then it'll get better and better. If you go all the way on the glory track and you keep advancing, there's a space where you just continually get 2 points and stay at the end of the track. It's rare, but it's awesome if you can pull that off. Then there's the Underworld, which is a small strip at the bottom. It was actually illustrated by Irina Nordsal, who did all our darkness cards, and this is right up her alley. Love the ghosts in there. So we put a sword on that area to indicate anytime a unit goes there, you get a sword. Even if you're sending them there with a card effect or something, you get a sword. And if you have a bad battle where 5 of them die at once, you get a sword for each one. But if that happens to you, don't worry about it, because actually you get to come out of the Underworld every time you regroup. So when you regroup, you activate all your living units, and then after that, all of your Underworld units get to come home. So that's why the area is not too big, because it doesn't have to be packed forever. But this board is key to your elemental power in Eldervale. Now, which 4 elements are you going to take control of this game? We'll find out. And stay tuned for another video. We're going to cover how to set up the board and the realms of Eldervale. Cheers.